everyone, and welcome to this TGD Special Edition live from the 2016 PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando, Florida. I'm here with Mr. Nick Coleman, CEO of ShipSticks, to talk about this revolutionary way of getting your golf clubs to your trip destination, right? I mean, this has really been a big thing.
Yes, it has, and thank you very much for having me on the show. You know, our mission was to simplify the way in which you travel and to help you to alleviate and avoid some of the hassles associated with traveling with your bags at the airport.
Right. Well, you mentioned something, and I didn't even think about, we're amateurs, and I know we go on golf vacations, and not only do we have to deal with the airlines, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but you mentioned pros are using this service now. I would think they wouldn't want them out of their sight.
Yeah, a lot of pros use the service to move their bag, whether they are not playing in the next event, whether they don't want to travel with their bags. To respect the anonymity of a lot of their names, we obviously won't mention them, but one very well-known golfer, Colin Montgomery, does use our service very often.
I love that.
We do too. He called us after using it and saying, hey, can you help us out moving our luggage and moving my sticks from tour stop to tour stop, and we said, yeah, we'd love to. And so that's grown massively, and there's a tremendous amount of players that are actually using the service to move their product.
Well, that's awesome. I recently got back from the Dominican Republic and didn't take my clubs because it was going to be somewhat of a hassle. Plus, they're big, and that I didn't even know yet. I'm glad to see we're learning everything here at the PGA show. But what has been the growth of the company? How did y'all get started, and how has it really taken off?
The company has been growing wildly. It's been rapid. We've had triple-digit growth year over year. From organic, we never advertised or marketed until this past year. Growth has escalated significantly from those previous years. User adoption has been incredible, and even more so, user retention. So if somebody actually goes through the process and ships, part of our mission is to educate the consumer that it is a viable option to ship your clubs as opposed to check them at the airport. And once a consumer ships, they'll never travel again with their clubs. It's a very liberating experience. You walk to the airport like we are now, your luggage, your golf clubs, everything is either at the club or at your hotel waiting for you. So you don't have to deal with TSA, you don't have to deal with carousels, you don't have to deal with baggage claims, you don't have to deal with baggage fees. So there's a lot of things that make your travel that much more enjoyable. So back to the 10 or 15 years ago where you'd walk to the airport, zoom right on through, not anymore. That's right. Now it's a good hour and a half. Or think about it when you travel to certain airports where your bags come off the carousel, and you'll sit there and watch the carousel go around and watch those 4 pieces of luggage wondering where your golf bag is. I can't tell you how many times that happened to me in the past. To find out, I'll go to the airlines and say, hey, I lost my bag, and they're like, well, it's actually half a mile down there, 10 carousels down the way, and it comes in an oversize, right? So that anxiety that you feel, that wasted time that you incurred is really difficult, and it's one that you don't have to incur. And lastly, if you're going on a buddy's trip to Myrtle, you're going to rent an SUV, and you're going to park that SUV at that golf course or location for 3 or 4 days and pay an extra $100 a day for that car. It would have been less expensive to ship your golf clubs and not have to rent an SUV when you could rent a regular sedan.
Well, exactly, and even the drive market, we talk about airline fees and things like that. You put 4 people in a car with 4 golf bags, where's the luggage go?
Yeah, I get it. The driving business, too, it's the same kind of thing, and if you're driving in, it's probably going to be $30 to ship your clubs, and, that will alleviate the headaches of how you're going to pack the car, and no one likes to sit on luggage for 2 or 3 hours.
No, and let's give everybody an example of what the process is. Let's say someone's out there watching, they go to your website. How does it actually work?
So there are a couple different ways it works. One, you can go to ShipSticks.com, ShipSticks.com, or you can call us. If you go to the web, you simply will put in your point of origin, your point of destination, when you want your clubs to arrive by, and then you'll enter your credit card details and process your shipment. You'll print your label from there and apply it to your golf bag. Or you can call the office, and that's 561-429-3900. and one of our customer service specialists can certainly help you out with your travel and answer any questions that you have and help you out with the insurance portions and consequential losses and that kind of stuff.
Awesome. And so, how do the clubs then get into the shipping process? Are y'all distributing it, or how does that work?
So we use a series or a network of couriers and a network of logistics providers. So it really is predicated upon where you're going and where you're coming from. We have a system that optimizes route optimization, which will then select the logistics provider and courier that moves the product most efficiently to those destinations. So typically speaking, it'll be a UPS or a FedEx or a DHL or something of that nature. And then depending upon how the bag is routed in transit, will dictate whether or not somebody else, a third party, touches that bag and moves it for you.
And I love the fact that you have people on staff that are actually watching those shipments as well. That also lowers that anxiety, because after I've packed it up, stuck the label on it, which I think is great because you're in control of that process. Not only am I watching, but you guys have somebody in charge of that.
Yeah, we have a tracking team that watches every bag that gets shipped. We make sure that it goes through the right set of scans. When bags go offline, which they do, it's our job to trap and recover them and get them back online and correct that issue. And that's what has allowed us to effectuate better delivery rates than the current logistics providers. They're in the high 80s, low 90s, and we're in the high 80s or high 90s with regards to our delivery rates. That's
fantastic and really unheard of. Is there anywhere that this service would not be available?
No, we operate out of 3,500 facilities here in the country. We operate with hundreds of facilities throughout the world. There are certain countries we won't ship to. That's predicated upon economic and political climates. But in reality, you could ship from, Tanzania to New Zealand. It doesn't matter to us. We have a lot of international customers. We have a lot of Canadian customers. A lot of customers from all over the world.
That's awesome. Well, we are so excited that we saw you. Beautiful booth, by the way. Very cute car. We're going to get a picture of this as well. The world's largest golf bag shipping company. How long has the company been in business now?
We're coming up on our 5th year. We launched in 2011, did a full feature rollout in 2012. Just so you know, this will not show up at your door. It would be nice if it did. But a lot of people expect that a white truck with a green ShipSticks icon is going to come pulling up to their door. That is not the case, not yet at least. We've been around since 2012, and it's been awesome. I mean, we've been well received by the PGA of America. We're very thankful to them. The show has been pivotal for us in our growth, and it gives us an opportunity to touch on our customers as well as our partners.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today. I know you're very busy. This has been a TGD special edition live from the 2016 PGA Merchandise Show, ShipSticks.com.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Cool.
This edition has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Digital Network for thegolfdirector.com.